Welcome to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Every week, you can have the conversations you've always wanted to have about the films you love.
Shut up!
We're gonna get you, not another peep.
Get rid of your distractions and prepare yourself.
Then lock your door. 5, 6, crucifix.
You got a big surprise coming to you. You're not going anywhere.
Welcome everybody to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Danny Bonin here with you.
Scotty Bonin here with you guys.
We are the Blood Brothers. And...
Oh, I'm waiting for Carmelo.
No. You're out.
You're up.
You've been so...
Keep ground like that, Rob.
You've been so gone. You've been so gone you forgot how it goes.
No, I know how it goes. I know I've been replaced.
No.
Rob is the one who recommended you get me to fill his shoes while he was gone. What is this?
Yeah,
you're right. Right, he was.
Rob sounds like
that was before you negated to have me enter the family.
Rob sounds like he's like laying hunched over in the corner. He just ate 3 large pizzas and his shirt's open and he's like drunk.
And he has smoker's lungs from being out in 107 degree humidity heat all day.
Oh, dude, Florida sucks. Every bit of it. There's not a good spot right now in Florida.
Well, that is the Rob, and Mr. Carmelo Chimera is joining us as well at the moment. So
happy to be here, though. Feeling a lot of anger from Rob right now. A lot of hostility.
Yep.
We're all good friends here.
Yeah. Rob, I don't know if you listened last week, but I said that if you're Curly, I'm Shemp. I'm clearly like the replacement that no one likes as much, you know?
I don't get these references. Who's
just
Curly?
Stop.
This is from the Three Stooges. The Three Stooges.
Hey, you want to know why you're not in the family, Rob?
No, but
you mean
Martin
Short, Steve Martin, and Chevy Chase?
No.
That's
All right. So just so you guys listening know, Rob is out of town in a hotel room, probably knee deep in cocaine and hookers.
West Palm Beach. That's what they do.
Oh God, man! If this was like 1983, West Palm Beach would be a pretty happening place.
He's living
now. The only thing in West Palm Beach is juice bars. There's no cocaine here.
He's living the lifestyle of a road photographer.
Yeah.
He's getting put up in the embassy suites,
which is my fancy term.
You take the good with the bad. At least I can call in this time. I was at the Best Western last time, and that was a bad place.
Bad place, bad Wi-Fi.
He's really just surveying.
Everything.
Just so you know, he's really just surveying. Anyways, he's probably going to hop off in a little bit here because I know it's late and you got to get up at like 3 a.m. So.
4:30.
And it's 12. Oh, it's like 12 there almost.
Yeah, it's about 12 here.
If you guys do want to catch this quad. I was going to say quad duo, but that doesn't make sense.
Quadrilogy.
Troop.
No.
We're looking for like triumvirate.
Quartet.
Yeah.
Quartet.
If you want to catch this quartet, you can become a patron and you listen to our episodes of the Cult Classic Action Show, which we need to do one again really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in anytime.
Yeah.
This is nice.
We need to do an episode just on the new Rambo trailer.
How about it?
Yeah. Just on the trailer. Yeah.
All right. Well, but that's
Jason Momoa.
What? Is he in it?
What?
Oh no, it's not Momoa, is it?
What are you talking about?
I'm thinking about the other.
I'm almost certain. I could be mistaken, but I'm almost certain Rambo is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh my god! Just get out of here. It's Sylvester Stallone, for fuck's sake.
I was just joking.
And that's why we're doing Demolition Man for this next cult classic action.
Yes.
Sylvester Stallone, the action star and Polish hero.
Well, we're not here to talk about any of
Rob's
that.
just like, when Rob is tired, he's just belligerent as shit. Oh my god!
I know.
I've had a couple of cocktails. I've had a couple of cocktails and no sleep.
Rob, just curious. Where are you in Florida
Understandable.
right now? Let's see if I have any friends in the area.
Oh, I'm sure you have friends in West Palm. That's where all you people migrate to.
You people.
You people.
Wow.
Just so you know, Carmelo's not black or Asian or anything. We're not that offensive on the podcast. He's simply Italian.
That's right. He meant Italian.
Italian.
So to all my brothers and sisters and siblings out there who are Italian, we can be offended.
That sounds like a packaged lasagna. Simply Italian.
Are you talking about that sound that I just heard?
Well, that too. What the hell is that?
That's
Packaged
me
lasagna.
unwrapping. That's me unwrapping one of the plastic hotel Dixie cups to get some water.
Nice.
Oh, all right.
That was very. You got some good sound back there. Jeez.
Yeah.
I was guys. I was getting Jason Momoa mixed up because he might be in the new Cliffhanger.
Oh yeah.
So that's
I
Really?
hope that
That's
doesn't
cool.
happen.
yes.
We
Well-
don't need another Cliffhanger. Cliffhanger was perfect.
You know,
Yeah.
they wrote a sequel to Cliffhanger called The Dam that we should definitely talk about
Ooh.
in the Cult Classic Action Show. But I feel like right now we really need to get back to Pumpkinhead.
I feel like
We need to
that
get back
too,
to
and I
Pumpkinhead,
feel
too.
like before we get on to Pumpkinhead 2, I'm just going to give Rob the chance to bow out if he wants to. But he can. It's up to you, Rob.
No. I absolutely love Pumpkinhead too.
I don't think you've watched either of the Pumpkinheads.
I've seen
Yeah.
the first one, of course.
Of-
I mean, it stars Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Kevin
What's
Costner.
going on? Rob, I know you haven't watched Pumpkinhead 2 because only 3 people have watched Pumpkinhead 2. Me, Scotty, and Danny.
Yeah.
We're the only 3 who've ever seen it.
Yes.
Although Shout Factory did deem it worthy of a release on Blu-ray with special editions because I bought it.
Oh.
Nice. But
And you
that's
know how many people bought it?
me.
Just the one.
And that's
it
what.
it must be nice to have that kind of disposable income to
yeah.
go buy Pumpkinhead 2, the Shout Factory limited
I'm
release.
not the one.
Rob is the best.
I'm not the one flashing my all my colors of my brand new retro Nikes.
Hey, there are many
Those are pretty
colors
sweet.
in the retro
That's pretty
Nike
sweet.
rainbow.
Rob tells us he's in a suite right now, and he's got the nerve.
Embassy
to,
suite.
Yeah.
Embassy suites. Jeez.
He's got his own masturbating couch while his room partner has his own bedroom.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's pretty
it's
awesome.
Not, it's not even leather. It's like some weird corduroy material. It's very
Ooh.
Well,
absorbent.
don't stain it.
Absorbent but very itchy and scratchy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Pumpkinhead 2, Blood Wings.
Yes.
It even has a name, Blood Wings, 1993, 1994. Straight to video.
Isn't that what it's
1994.
called when a girl gets her period?
Blood Wings? Yes.
Yeah, or
No,
something like that.
no,
She gets her blood wings.
That's when
Never
you
mind,
that's
Rob,
when
go
you
for it.
that's when you make sweet passionate love to a girl on her period and you get your red wings.
Oh, you get your red wings.
yes, that's right.
Okay.
That's right.
It's probably a way to kill someone in Carmelo's family. I don't know what it would be, but
It's a very colorful description of it, but yeah, that's what we call
Jimmy
it.
gets his blood wings tonight.
Oh Jesus!
All right, so Blood Wings. This is nothing to do with the first movie at
Nothing.
all.
So this was they Hellraisered this one. It was
Yes, they did.
It was a different script. It was not a Pumpkinhead script. And then they're like, let's just make this a Pumpkinhead movie, and then put Pumpkinhead.
And so then
in
they
it.
figured, let's get the guy from Hellraiser to help complete the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Andrew Robinson, who plays Sheriff Sean Braddock.
And he was by far.
I'm gonna have to be honest here. Like I've been accused of not watching the films in the past, but never. This is one that I actually had no idea even existed. I'm pretty sure I've seen Pumpkinhead like 10 times.
Yeah, what's the?
Yeah, I didn't know it did either until I watched it.
What's the sheriff's name? And he played was it Frank in Hellraiser or what?
He played the main. Yeah, he played the main
Frank
Frank.
Cotton's the bad guy.
Frank
He
is
played,
his brother, right? In it.
Yeah. He played God. What was his name?
He played Larry.
Larry Cotton. Yes. Larry.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I only remember him as the guy that didn't like Cobra. in Cobra.
Yeah, that's exactly how I know him as too. But it's actually, I think he plays a decent good guy. I mean, he plays a real good piece of shit, but I think he plays a decent nice guy.
He's got that nice. This is early '90s, but I'm telling you, he's got the nice mid to late '80s douche mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
He's the guy in Hellraiser. I mean, he's the brother, but he has like the best death scene ever. He gets ripped apart by those chains.
That's
and
right.
he
also
says,
gets
Jesus wept.
Jesus wept.
We both said it.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I'll jump into it too. So this was directed by Jeff Burr, who was a last-minute replacement. Tony Randall was the original director, who directed Hellraiser 2.
Oh my God!
Yeah, a lot of cross contamination here. You know,
I want to see for Horror Freak of the Week, the horror halftime. I want someone to do that meme with the "Change My Mind," and I want the sign to say, "Pumpkinhead 2 and Hellraiser 2 are the same movie." Change my mind.
Yes. Which Hellraiser had spaghetti cheeks in it again? Was that
Bloodline?
Oh, Bloodline.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad we didn't get that crossover. So. All right, so directed by Jeff Burr. He was thrown in at the last minute. Tony Randall was set to direct, but I guess pre-production was very long leading up to filming of this. It kept getting delayed, and so Tony Randall took another job thinking maybe this wouldn't even ever get filmed.
Well, I can only assume a movie of this quality and high standing has to have a lot of, you have to have a good foundation, a lot of planning.
How drunk is Rob?
Yes, you have to.
Very apparently.
A lot of planning.
I'm just listening to him talk. That's all.
but he's making sense. I mean, it's just it's got a nice character to it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Pumpkinhead 2, seeing as how my attorney, Carmelo Chimera, is on the line, I got Vienna beef delivered, and it was amazing.
Delivered? Ooh. How do you get Vienna beef delivered? Is that what was? Are you talking about a male stripper?
No, I'm talking about like the ultimate Chicago hot dogs.
They're very, very good. They're very good.
Because in Pumpkinhead they eat Vienna beef.
You got them delivered to your hotel room?
No, I got them delivered to Tallahassee. I got the regular hot dogs and the sausage dogs.
From where?
Vienna beef.
Oh, so like the beef. Okay, I see.
They don't know Carmelo. It's okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a celebratory shipment of Italian beef straight from Chicago for you guys. I'm gonna pack it in ice and have it sent over to you from Portillo's.
That sounds awesome.
Yes,
do it.
After we're going to do it to celebrate the success of She Walks the Woods, which did the trailer release for tonight.
Yes, if you guys weren't there, we released the trailer for She Walks the Woods tonight. You can go watch it right now at shewalksthewoods.com. So make sure you go watch the trailer for our first feature film, first of many, hopefully. So check it out. Yes, shewalksthewoods.com. Anyway, so yes, put it at the last minute, Jeff Burr. So he didn't have the normal lead up where normally a director would get a few drafts of the script and then use those to sort of write his own final draft and decide on some things and decide who to hire for certain things. These things were already in place, and so FX was already working on it. This was KNB FX, of course, Nicotero and Berger and Kurtzman, and they basically redid the monster that Stan Winston's team made. And it was sort of, they were able to do it actually because Carducci, who wrote the screenplay for the first one, or helped write the screenplay, rest in peace, had footage of them creating the creature and then gave it to KNB FX so they could watch it and see that. They said that definitely helped a lot. So
I'm kind of surprised that K&B did this. I mean, I know it was kind of a low budget and went straight to movie, to a TV movie, but I guess it was back in the 90s, and they just picked up any work they they could too.
Well, another one that's sort of stuck in these, I'm going to say, not so great films is Jeff Burr, the director. He, this is probably the best of them. He directed Leatherface, which is the third Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then
Saw his family,
which I like simply because it has Viggo Mortensen in it.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. And then he also directed Puppet Master 4 and 5.
Oh, definitely some of the better Puppet Masters.
And don't even ask me to remember which one's which. Was 4? One of them is the Nazi ones where they go
I don't know. I refuse.
4 or 5. One of them is.
Let's see. 5 was the final chapter, and then 4 was just Puppet Master 4.
Oh.
And then Puppet Master 5 was the final chapter.
Which one's the one that has the guy from The Room, Greg Sestero? He's like the magician or something or whatever. And
oh God, I don't know.
Is that retro Puppet Master?
Yeah, that's retro. Puppet Master.
I think that was retro Puppet Master.
It was such a dark time in CCH history.
That was such a dark time.
I can still hear the theme song in my head. Sorry, I'll stop.
Yeah. That was bad.
So yeah, he directed those things, of course.
Did I see the Book of the Dead prop in that cabin?
No one mentioned it in any of the featurettes or commentary, but I saw it. It was there. It was in the witch's cabin.
It is there.
Yeah.
Which pisses me off because that means if it's in continuity with Evil Dead, then I have to acknowledge that Pumpkinhead 2 exists, and I would rather not.
Well, I mean, don't they show the book in Jason Goes to Hell too, and it doesn't. We don't have to.
Well, that I actually do. I like that theory. Like that. Jason Goes to Hell sucks, but I love the idea that Pamela Voorhees used the Necronomicon to resurrect Jason. Yeah. Explains so much.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it was Nicotero it was KNB FX that brought it, that just stuck it in there because obviously they worked on Evil Dead 1, 2, and Army of Darkness. So maybe they just we'll put that in there. That was in Miss Ossie's house.
I'm not so certain they worked on Evil Dead 1 or Army of Darkness.
I thought they did.
It could have been Army of Darkness. They definitely Nicotero. I think it might have just been 2. Nicotero, not as KNB FX because he was definitely young. Nicotero worked as an apprentice on Evil Dead 2 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was Army of Darkness. Yeah,
and so obviously Tom Sullivan is the main guy on the first Evil Dead. As far as some of the effects goes, and then certainly all the drawings and the actual Book of the Dead itself.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're not talking about Evil Dead, even though I wish we were every single episode.
We'll get back to Pumpkinhead 2, Blood Wings.
So this was filmed at Sable Ranch in Los Angeles, which is one of a few different quote-unquote filmmaking ranches there. It's funny because we've heard this now in 8 different horror movies. Oh, they used that in Little House on the Prairie. I've heard that 8 times. I swear.
Yeah.
They used the house in Leprechaun, and supposedly the cabin in this one that Linnea Quigley's in banging that guy, that's from Little House on the Prairie, supposedly.
Nice.
A couple of different things. So Motel Hell was also shot there at Sable Ranch.
God, that sounds like such a movie in this.
Yeah, Motel Hell was awesome. Loved it. I should have bought that on Blu-ray.
And that's the judge's house, Judge Dixon's house.
Yeah.
Carmelo doesn't know I just strategically planned all this work out of town to avoid these movies, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, you missed out with the first Pumpkinhead. Is a great movie.
Yeah. Lance Henriksen?
Yeah. And I know that Andrew, what's his name again? And Andrew so-and-so in this one isn't no Lance Henriksen, but he's another recognized horror icon, Andrew Robinson. So this movie had its makings, but also Andrew Robinson's the only even halfway decent actor in this movie.
Yes.
I will say
that Hellraiser Rolodex, just flipping through it.
That's what it was. I will say that the lead girl is pretty good looking.
Yes.
And, that was Jenny Braddock, played by Amy Dolenz. She's pretty good.
Yeah, Amy Dolenz. Yeah, and she wasn't bad. I mean, she was probably, I don't know. The acting was
right. She was decent.
Yeah, it wasn't super horrible. The acting wasn't, but it wasn't the best either. But she did okay. And I thought that the guy, her boyfriend, did a pretty decent job as well. The others were sort of forgettable.
Danny Dixon.
Yeah, my deal with Danny Dixon was he was just like a caricature. Maybe I confused the bad acting for the bad writing there, because I thought he was a bad actor. And now that I'm thinking back, he actually did pretty good. But his character is just like a cartoonish.
It is.
You know what I mean? He's just so evil and so sadistic. Maybe this is a good time to give the fine listeners a quick overview of
we were going to do that.
I was just going to say that.
I forgot about that.
Let's do that.
We're going to start doing that. Do you want to do it,
Carmelo? Do you want to go ahead and do that, Carmelo, or do you want me to do it?
Sure, yeah. I'd be happy to give it a whirl. And you can if I miss anything, add it in. Before Carmelo does this,
we're going to try, and if we can remember, when it's not 20 minutes in already, to do this for every episode. In case you haven't seen the movie or seen it recently, we're just going to do like the quick 2-minute, this is what the movie is about and what happens.
Like storyline.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah. So it's just a quick overview, because then we kind of go through the rest of the movie chronologically. But the gist of this one is these small town, this small town group of kids lynch a deformed boy who lives in the woods. That's in the flashback. We jump to the future where those kids have all grown up and become kind of the town leaders. There's a new sheriff in town with his daughter, and he grew up there himself. He knew this deformed boy. Well, now of course there's a new generation of dickheads, and they pick on the local town witch, and they steal her potion to resurrect a corpse, the deformed boy, and the deformed boy returns as Pumpkinhead, and Pumpkinhead exacts his revenge on the people who lynched him in the first place, and now this new group of young hooligans. And I think that's about the summary of it.
Yeah, and Blood Wings is technically the name of their gang, the original guys that lynched this deformed boy. So
everywhere that all these murders happen, he etches the Bloodwing logo in like a wall or like on the side of the crime scene where he kills and gets his revenge.
Yeah, I'm gonna come in right now and just say that so far this sounds like a win.
Yeah.
Well, the concept's not bad, except that it has fuck all to do with Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
So now going through it a little bit, we know this deformed boy who lives in the woods is the son of Pumpkinhead, but he wasn't a Pumpkinhead monster at first. He was just a deformed child.
Yeah. Tommy's his name. Yeah.
Right, Tommy, and then he becomes the full Pumpkinhead when he's resurrected. So that just makes no fucking sense. Did Pumpkinhead get it on with somebody or at one point?
I don't know.
Yeah, that was interesting. That didn't really get explained too well, because he's the son of Pumpkinhead.
It's true, because in the first one, it's basically a legend, and the witch is able to conjure Pumpkinhead, so it's not like he came from anything. It's like he's always just been him, and you have to conjure him,
Well, right, and then at the end of Pumpkinhead has what I think is a brilliant twist that is what makes Pumpkinhead a memorable movie. The whole point is that revenge kind of fucks you up, and revenge is a bad thing. Yeah. In the end, Lance Henriksen, who summoned the Pumpkinhead, becomes the next Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
He's turning into the creature, and then so presumably whoever would call upon him next, they would get Lance Henriksen as Pumpkinhead, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And you'd think that would be easy enough to make sequels off of. That's not so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like every movie. It would be like a little nod to the last movie, and you would need no continuity beyond that to really understand it. And you just keep having revenge stories.
Yeah.
And instead of this time, Pumpkinhead is like he's resurrected to avenge his own murder, and and there's no mention of anything that had to do with the first.
At first, when the kids that were beating him up 30 years previous, and then obviously we jump ahead, they were beating him up, and then you see his mom, as they hit him, his mom falls down, and she's taking all, because it's just how it was in the first one, because once Lance Henriksen was getting killed, then Pumpkinhead was getting killed too. So, but then it went into the future, and then everything started going weird. I'm like, wait, what the hell? So at first I thought I was going to go in the right direction, but then it kind of went off. But the story was good, but just kind of had nothing to do with anything else in the first movie.
I'm waiting to hear Rob snoring. I'm just waiting for it.
I'm listening intently to the synopsis of of Pumpkinhead Part 2, the pumpkining.
The pumpkining.
Yes.
Yes.
The pumpkining. Yes.
Oh God, we need to somehow get Pumpkinhead Part. Is there a 3?
There's 4 of these
3 and a
things.
4.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus God.
They stopped.
I gotta go out
I'm
of
just
town.
deciding not to come next week is what I just heard.
You know what? I gotta go out of town.
I think you're going to be in town for the next one.
I hope the third one's like on YouTube because I haven't found it really anywhere except for an expensive DVD.
Is that Pumpkinhead Ashes to Ashes? Is that the third one?
I think so.
That's
yes.
a TV movie. Yeah.
It is. Yes. Then there's a fourth one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fourth one is, I think, Bloodlines or something like that, or
Yeah, Hellraiser
I don't know,
Bloodline.
maybe. Yeah, right.
It's called Pumpkinhead Hellraiser Bloodline.
Well, I just read a kind of weird fact that all 3 original Pumpkinheads are connected to Hellraiser because Andrew Robinson is in this one, then Doug Bradley's in the third one, and then obviously
he wasn't even supposed to be in it. They were like filming the Pumpkinhead's first scene, and then he popped the head out the suit, and he's like, "I got you!
I'm here!
I'm Pumpkinhead." And the guy who's supposed to play him is like has his throat slit in the corner.
Yeah.
No, Doug Bradley's attorney called and said, "We see that you made a Pumpkinhead 2. Now, Pumpkinhead 3 being in the Hellraiser Rolodex, you have to cast Doug Bradley."
Yeah.
And then they were like,
Lance Hendrickson's in Hellraiser as well.
And then,
oh God, yeah, like Part 6.
Yeah, so they've all been in both franchises. Isn't that crazy?
I'm actually kind of excited to watch Pumpkinhead 3 because they bring back Henriksen and because Doug Bradley's awesome. So
yeah.
And I've read the synopsis, and of all the sequels, it's the only one that actually sounds decent.
After he murdered the guy playing Pumpkinhead and popped out, the cops went to go arrest him, and he's like, "Not gonna get far without these," and he had the keys, and then he took off running in the forest.
Yeah.
Yes,
and then you hear the keys jingling. Oh
yes.
God!
And then he ran into the forest to a predetermined meeting spot with Bill, and they had the trunk full of Zima, and they took off.
Oh yeah, yep. It was predetermined. He was there. He was his getaway car,
and he's still on the run to this day.
That's right.
Dead.
Well, on that note, I am going to have to get off because I'm about to pass out.
All right.
Get off by meaning whacking it in the corner.
Get it right on.
That's how I go to bed.
That's how you fall asleep.
Right on that corduroy.
God.
That's right. If you don't wake up and the sheets are sticking to you, then you've done something wrong.
Awesome, Rob. Well,
it
was good to have you here, man, for just this little bit, but miss you.
Well, the live was awesome. The trailer was awesome. Thank you very much, Carmelo, for filling in for me. And you guys have a great night, and I will see y'all next week.
Sweet.
All right, brother, man.
We'll see you next week.
See you guys.
Have a good sleep.
All righty.
And then there were 3.
Yes.
And then there were. I was just gonna say that.
We're totally vibing tonight, Scotty.
You were vibing tonight. Oh hell yes. Then there were 3.
Yep.
Blood wings, baby. Blood wings. I want that blood wings coat that the fucking Danny gave. What the hell's the daughter's name?
I don't know. Dolan's.
Dolan's. Yeah,
that's her real
Jenny.
name.
Jenny. Yeah, Jenny was her name in the movie. That's right.
So the town that they shot some stuff in, basically where the sheriff's office is, and then you have the crazy town guy coming in, who actually, side note, he is a working actor who's been in a lot of shit. I think I wrote down, where is it?
He looked familiar.
I wrote it down here somewhere. Where the fuck did I write it down? Oh, Joe Unger. He was in Leatherface as well, and then has just done a lot of other stuff.
Oh, yeah. Ernst. Yeah. He played Ernst.
Yeah.
That's right.
But anyways, so yeah, this town was called Piru, and it's 40 miles north of L.A., has a real small town feel, and so I guess they've done a ton of filming there for movies. So everything was done in and around Los Angeles, and director Jeff Burr was actually a little bit upset with those decisions. It's probably obviously because it's a low budget. This is lower budget than the first Pumpkinhead, just really a low budget film. He would have rather gone down to Louisiana and filmed. Of course, nowadays they have incentives down there for that, but I don't think they did at the time. And then you could have got that real backwoods feel, sort of like the first one had. And did we talk about where the first one was filmed? Was that?
I think it was filmed.
We did. It was in L.A. still, though, right?
It was in L.A., but it was supposed to be like Alabama or something.
Yeah.
And of course, this one takes place in Louisiana because you see the Louisiana sign.
Yeah. So he would have liked to go down there, but couldn't make those decisions because he arrived too late in the game. So. But yeah, it was he listening to the commentary. Jeff had worked with a lot of these people, like, of course, Unger, and then some of the screenwriters, and then the effects guys. They just all knew each other from all these horror things, like Hellraiser and other things. So it's sort of cool how they had a little community there almost.
Then Joe Unger was in A Nightmare on Elm Street too. He was the Sergeant Garcia.
Oh,
the first one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
As we move through the film, Pumpkinhead is, of course, resurrected. We talk about seeing the Book of the Dead. That is in the witch's cabin when these teens basically go there.
Miss Aussie.
They hit her on the road, and then they go there to make sure she's okay. And then they end up... Well, they don't set the place on fire. She does because she's old and knocks the candle over. But they're not nice to her. Danny Dixon smacks her with a flashlight.
God.
Well, don't forget, he hits her with a car first, and then he knocks her over, and that's when she just takes too much damage and can't get up when there's a fire.
That guy was such an ass. And
what a piece of shit!
He's a piece of shit.
Why is he so interested? He had to have that blood. She asked for it back, and he had to just fucking go try and resurrect something.
So that was where this movie lost. This whole whoa, she's a witch? Oh, you think she's trying to resurrect something that's dead? Oh, we should totally do that. That would be fun. Let's just take this cursed blood and then go dig up a corpse in this gigantic fucking grave. You guys know how long it would take to dig a 6 foot? You guys know how long it takes to dig a 6 foot grave? It takes fucking forever to dig that deep. Especially alone. All his asshole friends are just watching. Sorry, I'm rolling now. They're just watching him fucking dig this hole, which, good, because he's the prick that wanted to do it. It must have taken 4 hours.
Oh, yeah. And you would have been there till morning.
Yeah. Okay, all right, pour the blood. I'm going to say the spell. What? Where do these kids come from?
How does he know this? Did he say something? Did he say a spell?
Yeah, he says the spell. He's got it written down, and it's just
it's in the page of the Book of the Dead, or it's on a sheet that was on top of the Book of the Dead that he brings with him.
Oh, yeah, it's like a leather parchment or something.
Yeah. He kind of reminds me of the dickhead that was in the first Pumpkinhead. Joel, I think his name was, the asshole boyfriend that was locking the kids up in the closet. He kind of has the same kind of vibe.
What? Joel?
Isn't that the guy in the first Pumpkinhead? Isn't his name?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I recall it now. I just, for 10 seconds there, I completely forgot all of the first Pumpkinhead.
What kills me about this is, there's a classic horror movie trope that's time-honored, tried and true, that the main teenage characters just kind of deserve their death because they somehow accidentally set free this creature. And, in our beloved Evil Dead, it's rational because they press play and the recording says the spell, which I always thought was brilliant. And in so many other movies, it's just like a quick accident. It's I opened this box I shouldn't have, and I went into this room I shouldn't have. Those things I understand. But this accident had 20 steps that were all deliberate. We need this cursed blood. Thank God someone in this group understands witchcraft a little bit. Punky Brewster knows how to raise people from the dead.
Yeah.
And then we've got the fucking parchment. Let's go dig it. It's whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This is it. Oh, these kids just happen to resurrect a fucking revenge demon? What?
Yeah.
I did, because then not all of them were into it, and Danny Dixon kept being like, come on, it's going to be fun. Come on, it's going to be interesting. Nothing fun ever goes on around here.
Yeah. And it's they just watched him hit somebody with a fucking car. I can't believe they're so into this dude that they're going to follow him after that.
And then they dig up the body that's like obviously an Indian burial ground, or it's something that's witchcraft that you.
They're even like, what is this, Pet Cemetery?
Yeah, they
What the fuck is this, Pet Cemetery? Yeah.
Probably my favorite movie.
And they're drinking Miller Lite cans that say beer across them. So they must have taped something across the can that just said beer because it was logo. They couldn't, show the Miller Lite logo.
Also, like, the movie thinks we're retarded because sorry, I shouldn't have said that word. The movie thinks we're stupid because they didn't have to put beer on it. We figured the teenagers aren't drinking Yoo-Hoo.
Yeah.
Like, I would have got it that they're drinking alcohol.
Yeah, exactly. We know the logo.
But the movie does that. It does that at least 3 times. The beer, first of all. In the beginning, the flashback is in black and white. Mm-hmm. I won't understand it's a flashback unless you put it in black and white. Like, really, how dumb do you think I am, right? And then the last thing is, I'm getting ahead of ourselves, but when the witch kind of explains everything near the end of the movie, she just explains all of it, like the whole mystery, the whole, she's the one that says Tommy's Pumpkinhead's son. She didn't even need to say that, and then the movie would have made twice as much sense.
Yeah, that's when she's on her deathbed and she keeps, like, every time that Pumpkinhead's out there killing these teenagers, she feels it and she like wakes up in her hospital bed and like, I think that was a guy playing that part too. It seemed like it was a guy's voice.
It wasn't, but it did seem like it.
Oh, really? It wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. But
no, she had a good voice for it then.
It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same witch, right? It wasn't the same as party girl from the last one. Remember?
No. Not tissue hand job. Soft skin hand jobs.
Oh dear God! Why are we still talking about that?
The girl who played Miss Aussie is Lillian Chauvin, French American actress.
Yeah,
she was terrible.
Yeah. Oh, holy Moses!
Sweet mother of the risen Lord.
Speaking of sandy hand jobs,
goodness sakes.
That means it's time for the horror halftime.
That's pretty good.
Yes, we're not in the same room, but oh well.
It's pretty on.
I didn't even want to try. I wasn't sick there at all.
Yeah. Awesome, guys. Well, a lot of good memes this week. A lot of.
Yes, there were.
But no newbies, really.
No nudes?
Just no nudes. But there are some really good ones. But yeah, so there will not be a horror freak of the week winner. But you guys should just keep it up because, we love you. And it's awesome. And there's some awesome memes.
We love looking at them, you guys. So if there were no memes to look at, I'd be very sad. So I know you put some hard time into those, so keep bringing them on. We love them.
So thank you to the elites for always keeping up the game there and always doing it. And for supporting us. We really appreciate that. But yes, get your memes in next week from this film. Pretty much, I thought I remembered someone new putting one in, but then I just searched recently.
There's a good one. I mean, like Oliver
really
Beagan
wasn't there. I could look again.
Oliver Beagan had a good one. Teddy Thomas. God, there's Tyon Draco. Christopher Elswick.
Obviously, a lot of the regulars going on here. Maybe it was last week or someone had submitted one in some fashion, and I thought it was new. But we'll just keep our eyes open. But anyways,
we'll keep our eyes open.
Yeah. Middle American Psycho there. So get your memes in, and you can be horror freak of the week next week and win an awesome shirt or something. Once again, while we're braked right now for horror halftime, please go to shewalksthewoods.com. Check out the trailer for our film. If you want, you can go the extra step, throw in your email, watch the whole opening scene of our film, and get some exclusive commentary on how we filmed it and what went down that night. So,
yes,
yeah, sweet. Please do check that out. Awesome, guys. That concludes the horror halftime.
Yes.
All right, I did. Moving through the film here, I wanted to get up until Pumpkinhead's been resurrected now. Was it annoying to you guys that every time we see Pumpkinhead or someone dies, they basically have a strobe light on?
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. I'm glad you said that.
Scotty, you and I, man, we should go out sometime.
Yeah, I know, man.
God. Yeah, man. I was like, "What is good?" Like the first time, I was like, "Oh yeah, cool." It's a little, uncomfortable, but this is fine. But then, like the third or fourth time, I was like, "Good God, stop it with the strobe light already!"
I especially noticed it when that like rancher was in his barn, or the mailman, the postman was in his barn doing that lady, and
well, that's what I was getting to. Yeah,
he got like thrown out the window, and it was like boom, 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 and it's like big time strobe light going on there.
Yeah, that was
such a lazy way to make the scenes more dramatic.
Yeah,
is how I see it. I don't.
And that was
again.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was gonna say again, the first time he kills the farmer, who I liked, and I guess I didn't realize he was part of the posse. I didn't think he deserved to die because he seemed kind of like he actually respected Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
He's the one that warns the sheriff. But all right, strobe light, just a dramatic first appearance, let it slide. That second time I was like, where is it coming from?
Yeah.
Like, does Pumpkinhead bring lightning with him or what?
It seemed like Pumpkinhead moved a little slower in this movie too. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah, it could have been the way they cut it.
Yeah.
Of course, the guy in the shack doing the girl, that's Linnea Quigley, who is has her own little cult following of her own from.
Oh yeah.
God, what is her main thing? It's Return of the Living Dead. Is it that?
Oh, is that her?
Yeah. So yeah, that's Linnea Quigley, looking good, looking fine.
Linnea.
Yeah, that was a nice addition to the movie. I enjoyed that.
So yeah, that one. Yeah, it was the postal worker that stole all the packages and had them packed up in his little shack
had like a bunch of TVs and stuff. And
we do see at that point this like POV shot that we see every now and then that is supposed to be Pumpkinhead's POV. And you have that, it has that red filter on it and sort of the double vision to it. And I thought it was okay, but I was watching an interview with Nicotero and he just really didn't like that at all about it. He thought that it was too cheesy almost, and it didn't really. It was just a way to. It wasn't realistic, really.
Yeah, that was super cheesy, but the strobe lights were totally cool.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what else was kind of cheesy was the like acoustic guitar Breaking Bad guitar sound, like boom, 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 boom.
Well, they had that in the first one too. They had it in the first one.
The first one, it was okay. It just felt okay in the first one because it was more like out in the desert and the country. I guess this kind of was too, but it didn't do it for me in this one. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Jeff Burr didn't elaborate, but he did say that the worst night of shooting was that night when the old lady is in bed, then sits up, and her face is all messed up, and she does the whole. She has just died, but then she sits up and blurts out the whole plot or the explanation that makes you even more confused.
When she's in the bed, yeah.
He didn't. Jeff Burr didn't say why, but he's like, that was just the absolute worst night of filming. It was just the worst. So I was like, okay, all right.
She wasn't cooperating and was fucking her lines up or something.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's hard for her to remember her lines to explain the entire 90-minute movie, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I'm really hating on this one hard, huh?
She pulled a Lance Henriksen in Hellraiser because he explains the whole fucking movie at the very end of it in whatever I always forget the damn name of it. Hellworld. Yeah, Hellworld. The technology one.
I gotta see that one. Henry Cavill's in that one, right? Or Cavill.
He is. Yeah, that's right. I totally forgot about that. He is. I remember Scotty didn't watch that one. He wasn't on that episode.
Yeah, that's right. That's the one that I didn't watch. I didn't.
That's my Hellraiser. Crop top, 90s girls' tummies hanging out.
I need to watch that one. Damn it.
But all right, Scotty, that could be our first date. We can go watch that.
Okay. Yeah, me and you, and then we'll cover it together. Because we missed out. Because I missed out.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say so we hear that poem in this. Like, Andrew Robinson says, that plays the sheriff. He says the whole thing, which is kind of. It's cool, but it's kind of interesting that because it's related to the first one.
Was it the same poem as the first one?
I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I only knew it because having just recited it on last week's episode.
Yeah.
For those of you who
That's
go back and listen. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's really neat. That was actually one of the things about this movie I did like. I the incorporation of the poem was kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I like meta stuff that like kind of breaks the fourth wall a little bit, and so it's kind of neat to me that like this poem in our world that inspires this movie is now like a poem in their world that's the legend of Pumpkinhead. I'm like, that's kind of neat.
Yeah, it is.
I thought it was cool. He sort of looked right at the camera while saying it too.
Yeah.
So
yes, he did.
Breaking that fourth wall, like you said. So. So I just wrote my notes here. Not only, obviously, the story is skewed and is very what the fuck as far as why is Pumpkinhead now this person and not basically an entity anymore. And I just thought, even in general, that within the film, when the people are getting killed by Pumpkinhead, and then you sort of like when the judge is getting killed, and you mix in flashbacks of Tommy. Like you're really forcing it down the audience's throat that like this is Tommy, like, and now this character is realizing that's Tommy, you know?
Yeah.
And in all reality, there's no fucking way that the character getting slaughtered by Pumpkinhead would connect that to Tommy at all. Like he looks nothing like him. Why would they ever think it was Tommy?
Yeah.
The only possible, not that I'm doing this movie any favors defending it, but the only possible thing I could think of is if he knew everyone else in his gang that lynched Tommy got killed, maybe he thinks he's connected. Oh, well, that's what we all had in common. This is karma for this murder we committed. Yeah. But I mean, you're right. If an 8-foot tall monstrous demon started to rip me to shreds, the last thing I would do is look at it and be like, you don't look anything like him, but I once knew this boy who lived in the.
But I bet because like I totally agree with you. But I bet since the judge knew that he was going after his old friends that killed Tommy, they killed the guy in the guy in the barn, and then obviously he kills the Knox brothers, which Kane Hodder is one of the Knox brothers.
Yes, Kane Hodder is there.
Yes, so that was kind of cool to see him do a couple lines.
Yeah, that was cool.
What do you say? He's like, "You're the one fucking my sister," or he like does his sister, or I think I wrote it down somewhere, but anyways, I think he puts it together at the very end there, the judge, that it is Tommy, even though it obviously doesn't look like him, but it's like it must be Tommy because all my other friends that were there that day that we put him down the well or whatever that hatch chamber is, they're all dead now, and I'm the only one left, so it must be Tommy. So maybe that's what he's just putting together too.
I don't know. Yeah. I know we make fun of it all the time, where it's the '90s and it's the era of Jinkos and short sleeves and long sleeves under short sleeves under long sleeves, and I just had to make the observation that what the fuck is it's one of the friends.
Oh, I fucking know what you're talking about.
He's like wearing shorts with like tan pants under his shorts, and then he's wearing a sleeveless like Where's Waldo shirt with a long sleeve under that.
Yeah. It's
what is he wearing?
It's Paul. Paul's the younger guy.
Like who
if anyone deserved to get lynched in this movie, it was Paul.
Yeah,
like
Paul, and he did. He got lynched.
He did. He got lynched.
Who was in wardrobe and was like, "Here's your outfit. Like this is a good idea."
Worse, they told him to bring his own, and he actually wears that.
Yeah,
I saw that. I'm like, when he was running away from like the
cabin,
the judge's cabin.
That's what I noticed it too. Yeah. It's when he tries to get in the car. I'm like, what the fuck is he? What is he wearing? He had they're like sweats under shorts.
Yeah. Alexander Polinsky. That's who the actor is. Yeah, that was bad. That was really bad.
So this Pumpkinhead was a bit different. I watched an interview with Nicotero. This Pumpkinhead is a little bit more muscular, a little bit more beefy than the original Pumpkinhead, and not quite like you said. You thought it moved slower, right? But they're saying that they actually did some things to allow him to move a little bit better in it, and they did use the wire when they could again, but they just weren't able to do it a lot because of the low budget. And so it didn't. I don't think it looked quite as cool as the first one.
Yeah. Well, maybe he moved a little bit. You saw more of him in this than you did in the first one, so maybe that was able to happen because he moved better because of what they were able to do.
But I don't think he looked good when he moved, and I remember thinking to myself, you know what? They were better off showing less of it. It's just too complicated a creature. It's perfectly scary and flashes and in the darkness and whatnot. Maybe you're better off not seeing it.
Yeah, because you see him like walking around and like popping out of the doorway, and then he's like walking towards them, but like in the first one, you just see him like he's there. All of a sudden, his claw comes out of nowhere, and it's like boom. Which, you know, it's whoever likes that better. Like, do you like seeing the full body, him walking towards you, or would you rather him like a fast claw come and, you know, rip your guts off or something?
It was
right.
It was obviously done very similar. The hands were posable, and then they had cutaway shots of actual functioning mechanical hands. The actor saw out the neck again. They had some mechanics for the face. But yeah, the effects crew talked about having a great time. I mean, this is early on in KNB. The interview with the effects guys was awesome. I guess they were having so much fun snickering. They say doing night shoots, being up late, makes you a little bit slap happy, a little punch drunk, and so they would just be giggling at the dumbest shit. And they actually technically got kicked off set once, asked to leave the cabin area because they were in the next room while they're trying to film. Fucking around with the guy in the creature uniform and laughing and giggling, and the AD came over and was like, you guys have to leave. So yeah,
that'd be fun. I'd be fucking around with them too.
Are you like sneezing, Carmelo?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I got a little allergies, excuse me.
No, I don't care. I just want to make sure you're not like season. Just want to make sure that, you know, you're not dying over here.
I got to get like a cough button, I think, is what I need for this.
Yeah.
That's all right. I don't mind the sneezes. It adds a little bit to the podcast.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Mark McCracken played Pumpkinhead.
Yes.
And the fuck is Mark McCracken?
And then J.P. Mano played Tommy. I don't know any of these guys.
McCracken, yeah, this was, I think, really one of the only things he might have done a lot after this, but it was definitely earlier in his career. He hadn't done much before it. He did one other thing for...
He was in We Were Soldiers.
Oh, really? He did something... Yeah. I forgot what it was for. He did a little something before this, and it was with someone known. It might have been... He worked with KNB on something just before this, and then they recommended him and got him in the door.
Swamp Thing TV series, maybe.
Okay,
that could be it.
I don't think. Well, maybe it might have been.
Yeah. Matinee.
I guess they did. The effects team brought him in the suit to some meeting with producers. And I don't know if it was pre-production or what, or just afterwards to raise more money for marketing, but. The whole idea was that they got there first and they would hide in the closet, and then at the correct point in the meeting, they would hear their cue and they'd pop out of the closet and that, you know, hopefully that would help them get some more money for whatever they needed it for. And,
oh, jeez.
So Nicotero says they were in there, they were in the closet hiding, trying to be quiet. These producers come in and the money guys, and they start having this meeting. But no one told him what the cue was. No one told him. And so there's a few of them in the closet, and at one point one of them was like, that's it, go. And so Nicotero throws the door open, and McCracken? What the fuck's his name?
Yeah.
Kraken. He's in the suit. He leans out, starts to do his thing, and then someone yells out, not yet. And so they just sink back in and close the door. And I don't know what happened after that. Obviously, apparently the joke was given away then, but I just thought it was funny.
You fucked up, you idiot. Dang it.
Yep.
That is funny.
And they also had the suit. The first day they brought it on set, they pull this basically big trailer. It looks like a Winnebago, but it's a trailer, and the back opens up. This is where they kept all their workshop for on-set stuff. So they pull out the suit. It's on this stand that has a wooden base, but it's on uneven ground. So one of them took like a big log and placed it on the back of the platform to sort of counterbalance the whole thing so it wouldn't fall. And they were doing their thing, getting things ready, and this was what they called the hero costume. It means it's like the most pristine version of the costume for close-ups, for full shots, for everything. Hadn't even really been messed with yet, hadn't been worn yet, and the producers wanted to come down and take a look at it and everything. So like, yeah, come on down. And so right after they knew that was happening, someone took the log off the back, and the whole thing just fell flat on his face. And
shit!
They said that like teeth shattered and flew everywhere, like the eyeballs fell out, and it was just like this fiasco. And right after that happened, they look up, and the guys are a couple 100 yards out coming down the hill, and they're like, fuck, and they glue teeth back in real quick, and they make it presentable, but it was barely just presentable, holding on. And the producers are saying, "Oh, can we see it move and everything?" And Nicotero said he just came up with some bullshit. "Well, we got the remotes need to be charged up and synced, and we're just not ready yet."
So was someone in the suit?
No, it was just on a stand.
It was on like a stand. Okay, yeah.
So they had to do So then, right after the producer left, they spent 2 hours, perfectly fixing it up again.
God,
but
pain in the ass.
Yeah, and another thing they mentioned was the witch lady getting her out of makeup was super tough because she
has some good makeup going on.
Yeah, she is an older woman, and she has that soft skin that's not very oily. And
oh no,
yeah, like we were talking about soft tissue skinned.
Yeah,
God damn it!
They got that. After she given them all hand jobs.
Hold your hand and rub down your arms and your feet.
I
should bring the old lady.
I'd go for a hand job, but you're not a 10-year-old boy.
How do you always get in here, Jed?
Oh, you're a nice young man.
This is disgusting.
Come here, you.
Where's that boy that plays Tommy?
For those of you who are tuning in to the Cult Classic Horror Show for the first time, and chose this episode to do so, Judd is a recurring character from Pet Sematary, you might remember.
Yes.
And there's a running theme with these jokes. You'll pick up on it as time goes on. Don't worry.
Yes.
So that was Judd that would just visiting us.
He was so gracious to swing by.
Almost on every podcast.
Basically.
So what I was trying to say is that the makeup was so hard to get off of her. It literally took about 3 hours for them to peel this makeup off of her when she was done. And I think they only had her in makeup one day. They did all her shit in one day. So at least
that's.
Yeah.
There was a couple of bad lines in this. Well, not a couple, but a lot. So the agent, like the doctor that is always with the sheriff, she is going everywhere with him, and finds out, or she's with him the whole time. But that the lady Quigley that gets scared to death, she's scared. She can't talk.
Yeah, that line was horrible.
She's one, and it was told serious. She's one step away from being scared to death, and then Andrew Robinson's like, "Oh no, we better get going." And then they go to the town, and the sheriff gets out, and he is going into his office, and those two old ladies stop him, "You've got to stop it, Sheriff! You got to stop it!" And then the old lady throws her hands up in the air. A demon! It was just really bad. But
those two old ladies, they were the worst. You could tell they were just walking down the street, and they're like, "Hey, could you just say these lines real quick?"
Yeah. Just the way she threw up her hands, no one would ever throw up their hands in that awkward motion. Never.
Yep. That's the crown jewel of bad acting in this movie, full of bad acting. I agree.
Yes. Man. There was some good, but I liked Andrew Robinson. He was good, and some of the kids were good, but other than that, it was oh my goodness.
Yeah, that line was the worst. I think it was even worse than you just made it sound, because they said a little something before it, and he said something like, "She scared the wits out of her. It scared her so bad. She's not talking. She was one level away from being scared to death."
Yeah, and
it was like that.
Serious, straight face serious.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was so bad. Oh man.
But the chickens pecking that guy's eyes out made up for that line.
Yeah, the fake chickens pecking his eyes out. Mm-hmm.
That was pretty funny too.
Yeah, but that's all my notes I have on Pumpkinhead 2. I got to tell you
There's
that
not a lot on this.
Yeah, no, I got to tell you, I was struggling to stay awake at the end, both when I watched the film and when I rewatched it with commentary.
Yeah, well, this could do that. I watched it late last night too, but I got through the whole thing.
Yeah, it was. The commentary also was not the funnest to listen to. Jeff, the director, is just a mumbler and talks a lot about things that none of us give a shit about. So that just happens sometimes. It's better, the worst commentary I've ever heard is Friedkin on The Exorcist, because all he does is narrate the whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole damn time.
Oh God! But who else was it? Was it like Lance Wagner or Lansdale? One of the Lances that was talking about, they were watching a commentary of some movie and they said it just like word for word what the movie was about.
It was Schwarzenegger.
It was
narrating
Schwarzenegger.
Something. I forgot what it was.
Like Eraser or something, or I don't know what it was. Yeah. It's like, that's not what the commentary's about.
No. So
that's funny. Oh yeah, and one last line. I love Andrew Robinson in it, but when he was saying no at the very end, when all the guys were his posse, the judge's posse was shooting up. Was shooting up Danny or Tommy.
Yeah.
And, when the sheriff was just yelling no, it was kind of a awkward tone of a no.
It was. I'm glad you said that too, because I was just praising this guy's acting, and for most of the movie, I think it's pretty good. And then at that last part, no, Tommy, no.
No, Tommy, no.
What? I'm like, Andrew, why are you phoning it in now? We're at the end.
Man, you can't do this to us.
Sprint to the finish line, man. We need you.
Oh, man.
Also, I think the movie was trying to suggest that, like, Tommy was done being Pumpkinhead, and that's why he was able to die. But they didn't, only because the sheriff kept yelling, like, what are you doing? Why don't you run? They're going to kill you. Run. And he didn't. It's almost like he's saying, like, yeah, well, I'm ready to go. Yeah. But as I was watching it, I'm thinking to myself, this thing is an indestructible revenge demon, and now it's just getting shot to death.
Yeah.
Pumpkinhead should have ripped that posse into tiny little ribbons.
Because they shot him before, and he kept going, and now I guess they have a lot more people shooting him and shotguns and shit, and I guess he got on that hook again, that damn hook.
Yep.
Damn. But hook. Yeah, maybe now that you're right, that he seeked his revenge. He came here for what he did what he wanted to do and killed all those people, and now he's just ready to go down the chamber hatch again.
Yep.
Well,
cool. That's Pumpkinhead 2. Blood Wings. 2.
Got it.
Yep.
What did you watch?
Yes.
Nice.
What did you watch? What did I watch? I don't think I watched anything horror. I thought I watched something with Shannon, though. Maybe I didn't. No, you know what? Rob's gone for this, but I did watch The Highwaymen.
Yeah.
I just bring it up because Rob brings it up. It's not even horror.
Yeah. We'd be talking about it for another 10 minutes if Rob was here.
We should pretend you haven't seen it next time.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a decent movie with good acting of all across and an interesting story. But it just was one of those like sleepers. There just wasn't a lot of action, not a lot of like things to keep you excited. But overall, I thought it was a good movie with good acting.
Very, very well made. Yeah. Nice. I still need to watch it.
Oh, I did finally watch. This isn't horror either. I finally watched Infinity War.
Oh, all right.
Nice. Okay, there's a little bit of horror in that.
Finally watched it. It was pretty damn good. I liked it. Yeah, I thought it was pretty awesome, actually. So I'm not even a big old superhero fan, but it was. The 2.5 hours went by like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't feel as long as it is because it's pretty well paced and the movie moves forward quite a bit. I think as a movie on its own, maybe a criticism is that it doesn't do enough to explain what's going on. But that's why a movie like that's possible, because they've become this cultural phenomenon, and they've hit a point now where it's like, if you don't know what's going on, maybe this isn't the movie for you.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming that it goes further into things in Endgame. I don't know.
It does. Okay. But what I mean is, like, in any normal movie, you have to explain who characters are and what their motivation is and what their backstory is.
Yeah.
And in this movie, there's just so many characters. It's like if you don't know who Doctor Strange is, or you can't just get on board with a guy who has crazy powers, then like get off this train because it's not gonna stop for you.
Yeah, no, that's true. It does help that I watched Doctor Strange like, I don't know, probably like 6 months ago. So I will say, I don't want to talk about it too long, but I don't know how much of like Josh Brolin's, like how much he did acting wise besides the voice, but I thought that Thanos' character was just brilliant, was amazing. Like
it was awesome.
He was just like that. The anime, I don't know if that was his face there. I don't know. The acting was phenomenal for Thanos, and he was my favorite character in the whole damn thing.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah,
I think it was his face. I think he did a motion capture. It's pretty cool.
Okay, but yeah, Brolin killed it. I didn't even know he played Thanos. That's how much I know. See, and then I started watching. I was like, is that Brolin's voice? And then I was like, this is fucking awesome. So.
Very nice.
Yes. Anyways, I think that's all I watched. It's hard to get in horror when I'm trying to spend time with the wife too, because she doesn't like it at all. Funny that.
Yeah, she usually watches some with you though.
Every now and then she'll get caught.
Yeah, Liz actually, because I watched a lot with Liz that's not in horror, and I got her to watch Happy Death Day with me because I've never seen it and I wanted to see it because everyone keeps telling me to see it. So we watched Happy Death Day, and it was good. Yeah, it was definitely wasn't boring at all. It kept me going the whole time, and the days that replay over, and there was different shit that happened every time, so it wasn't boring at all, and there was some cool kills.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was definitely very inventive and very interesting how they came up with it. So I definitely liked it.
Yeah.
Now, you watch anything, Carmelo?
I did. I rewatched the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. Because my wife and I have been going through all of them. And I know everybody hates on this movie for some reason, and it's not perfect, but I really think it's an underrated movie. I think it's actually quite good.
Yeah, I don't remember hating it. I mean, it's not.
I liked it.
Yeah, it's everything I Google about it seems to suggest that the fans like universally revile this movie. And
that's because Robert Englund probably doesn't play Freddy or whatever.
I think that's what's at play here, because I think the movie's actually quite good. It adds some neat wrinkles to Freddy Krueger's lore, like maybe he was innocent and stuff like that, keeps you guessing.
Yeah.
But the big thing is, this movie's all about these, like, instead of him just terrorizing a neighborhood, it's like specific kids that he like molested when they were children.
Yeah.
And so it sort of becomes this cool movie about like what trauma does to adults, right? It's like your trauma can come back and really hurt you, or in this case kill you, and these kids are like dealing with repressed memories and stuff. And I just thought that was such a cool element to add that has like a real world impact, and I think it's totally lost on the fans who just hate it because there's no Robert Englund.
Yeah. I thought the other guy did pretty good though.
Yeah, Jackie Earle Haley's great.
Yeah, he is. He is really good. I see him in a couple other things. I thought he did the part justice for sure.
Yeah, I know Freddy's fun, but like, and that's fine. I like that Robert Englund's Freddy cracks jokes and he's fun. But Freddy was originally really fucking terrifying, and Jackie Earle Haley brought it back to that.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, awesome, guys. Thanks for joining us on this episode. Make sure you watch Pumpkinhead 3: Ashes to Ashes. Hopefully, we can all find it somewhere.
You know what? I actually found while we were talking about it earlier, I found a link to it. I don't know if it's any good or not because I wasn't going to press play while we were talking, but I'll circulate the link.
All right. It might just be on YouTube too. Sometimes that happens a lot of times. So. Yeah, we'll check it out. I know 4 is on Amazon, so that's easy to get a hold of.
Nice.
Yeah, so watch Pumpkinhead 3 or Ashes to Ashes for next week, and we'll continue on in this Pumpkinhead saga. Thank you, Carmelo, for joining us once again.
Oh, it's pleasure to be here, and it's hard to fill Rob's shoes, but it's good to be able to be here.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, man. It's good to have it was nice to have all 4 of us on today just to start the podcast.
Yeah.
And,
I love the
You're awesome, man.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we love having you, man. Seriously.
Well,
we appreciate it.
And make sure you go to shewalksthewoods.com, check out our trailer, sign up to watch the opening scene with some commentary as well, and And for updates coming up, we'll be doing a little Kickstarter. We'll have a lot more bonuses for you, and you're not going to want to miss the what do you want to call them? The doorbuster deals, Carmelo, for our Kickstarter.
Yeah, the early bird rewards.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep. So make sure you want to be in the know on that. And if you haven't already, you got like less than a day left. I think like 12 hours, or it might be a day now to enter to win the 9-foot tall Evil Dead canvas that we're giving away.
Yes, that's right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So I don't even know what the link is for that, son of a bitch. But if you just look on our page, I've posted about it like a couple weeks ago. Just scroll down, and you can enter to win that canvas. We're gonna winner will be selected at random by our software tomorrow when it ends, and we'll give it away. So the thing's worth like $270. So check it out.
Hell yes.
Yeah. It's another easy place to find it. It is the link in our bio on Instagram. So go to Instagram and follow us, and then click on the link and enter to win the canvas.
Yeah.
By the time I just thought about that. By the time you're listening to this tomorrow morning, you'll probably have I think it's till like 10 p.m. tomorrow night is what I put. So make sure you do it. Awesome. Follow. Well, Carmelo, where should they follow you?
They can follow me on Facebook at Chimeras Comics, or join the Chimeras Comics community on Facebook. You can find me on there as well if you want to be my friend, Carmelo Chimera. I'm on there. We're on Twitter, but frankly, I hate Twitter. Yeah. But at Chimeras Comics on Twitter and Instagram.
Sweet. Yeah, follow us at Cult Classic Horror on everything except at CC Horror on Twitter. And patreon.com/Cult Classic Horror if you want to support what we're doing and get some freebie stuff in return. I shouldn't say freebie, supporting us, but get some stuff in return, some cool things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And at Danny Bonin and at Scotty Bonin on most stuff. Now it's at Danny B and Scotty B on Facebook, so check that out. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next week.
Awesome, guys. Thanks.
Stay groovy.
Don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
Oh, yes. There will be blood.